Well, hello everyone. I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota, snowy Andover, Minnesota in the US, and I'm here to bring you a live paper crafting class tonight. It is Friday, December 5th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Central Time as I'm coming to you live. And so excited. I'm going to share with you a very, very simple project idea tonight. It's not a card, it's not scrapbook pages, it's not a kit, but it is from some really fun designer paper that was made for creating tags. And then I'm going to pair it with some ephemera, the mix and match ephemera called Greetings for All, which I've been seeing lots of samples that are almost similar to the ones that I've been making. So if you haven't been checking out, what's going on online with this product, hopefully this is new to you, but maybe it's not new to you. I don't know, but I just know that I'm going to have fun with you tonight, and I'm going to share with you some really fun Christmas tags for gifts. The thing that I'm really impressed with that I came up with was how to cut my gold foil cardstock that I'm going to back this paper with, because if you're going to make tags, you have to have a side that you can write on. And right now, and let me show you that paper. That paper, let's see here. You can see it is double-sided. So, oops, hang on. I forgot to bring my camera over. It's double-sided. So it's like double-sided 6x6 designer paper. Let me show you this one. So here you can see exactly how you can make some tags. You cut this one into 6 pieces, right? But the back side has printing on it. So we have to back it with some other paper if we want to write on our tags. Here is the third one, and then there's a fourth design, and you get 8 of each of these. 8 times 4 is 32, so 8 of each of these designs, and then you get 4 of these sheets here, and they all look the same, but I'm just going to kind of separate this. Oh no, actually it's been a while since I've created these. I actually created these in late October, and then I had planned to show these to you in mid-November when I was in Las Vegas for the Backstage Leadership Conference for Stampin' Up! And then I found out the night before I was flying out that my audio didn't work on some of the clips. So I'm showing it to you now. So hello everyone. There was a comment I saw earlier. I'm trying to figure out who that was from, and I wanted to respond. It was a question. It had to do with, oh, there it is. It's Deb's. Let's see here. Deb from Arizona. I signed up for the 3-month paper pumpkin. So remind me that I need to come back to that in just a second, okay? So we have 2 sheets of each of these, and they are in themselves ephemera. Now this ephemera is not adhesive back, but the words that I'm going to share with you are adhesive back. So let's put those off to the side. For that ephemera that you get in the paper pack, you can create up to 3 sets of tags, okay? And I'm going to be showing you the full 3 sets of tags that I made, but I'm also going to be working on a 4th set during this video. So I'll be grabbing some images from these sheets. So if we can make 3 sets and we have 8 of each paper, there's going to be 2 of each paper pattern that are left behind if you've used up all the ephemera, okay? Just so you know. So you can create whatever you want from those afterwards. Then I'm going to bring into to play here. Hang on. I'm going to set these off to the side in their corresponding little piles, because I've got lots of piles around my desk. This is what I have left over from the Greetings for All ephemera. And I've already used, if you can, okay, so you can make 18 tags from 1 set of papers, 1 set of 4, 1 of each of them creates 18 gift tags, okay? So 18 times 3 is whatever it is, and that's how many of the ephemera pieces I've already used up. So you can see there's a ton of them. That pack has 6 sheets, but there's not, I have to tell you this, there's not an equal amount of each of the words, okay? So here you can see there's 3 left of each of the joys, 3 left of each of these joys, but there's only 2 left of this one. There's only 2 left of this and 1 of this one, 1 of this one. There's a bunch of these because I didn't use them at all. But because of that, because there's some extra ones that I didn't use at all, you could still kind of get enough tags out of it if you want to use your full pack to its fullest. Okay, we're gonna move those off to the side. Oh, and they are gold foiled, okay? So they're gold foil lettering, and they're on a white background, and they are adhesive. So when you peel, and it's actually easiest for me to use my take your pick tool, but when you peel that away, it's gonna be sticky under there, okay? All right, so paper pumpkin. Let's pull that up really quickly. Now that we are rolling, I'm gonna grab an image here because there is a special going on with paper pumpkin kits. And a lot of you know that I love paper pumpkin kits. So I'm gonna pull that image up so that a lot of you who maybe aren't familiar with this will know what I'm talking about. Okay, now we're ready. So there is a sale going on. Paper pumpkin kits, as you can see in that image, are paper crafting projects in a box, and they come to your mailbox, and it's amazing. It's so much fun. They're having a sale right now. Stampin' Up! Is having a sale on a bundle of 3, a bundle of 6, a bundle of 12. Now, you don't get them all at once, but you can buy 3 months worth, 6 months worth, or 12 months worth for 25% off. And it's now through the end of January 9th. When you purchase that, it's on a separate kind of order, just so you know. So when you purchase it, you can't add in other product. You can't add in adhesive. You can't add in product of the month. You can't add in paper pumpkin pass kits and all that stuff. But you make that purchase, and then you are what we call an active subscriber, okay? Your paper pumpkin subscription is active. Then you can go in, and I think this is what Deb was asking, then you can go in and you can place another order, like a product order, and you can get past kits, past paper pumpkin kits. So only active subscribers can purchase past kits and add-ons that are available for just subscribers, that sort of thing. I invite you to watch a couple videos back. I did a video on this sale, and it helps those of you who are new to paper pumpkin, who've never tried it before, and it helps those of you that are active with paper pumpkin to know what to do in order to take advantage of this sale, okay? It walks you through how to actually order. Okay, let's go back to, I'm gonna bring this out of the way here on my computer so I can see what's going on again. All right, so we're gonna go back to the desktop. Yay, who else loves paper pumpkin kits? Thanks so much, Helene does. And December 9th is the date. Yes, December 9th. I should be reading more of your comments because I don't have Trisha with me today, but I will answer questions as I see them. So if you have questions, make sure that they have question mark, of course, in them, maybe capital letters or emojis, something that stands out. It is freezing here, isn't it, Deb? I love it. Deb is also from Minnesota. Okay, your first live? Yay! Thanks so much. And I'm gonna botch up your YouTube name, but it says GoDeg-KN2MC. So yay! I'm so glad that you're live with us tonight. We're gonna have fun. This is gonna be a really quick project because I have a lot of things like partially done already. Okay. So looking at that ribbon you mentioned, when the picture flipped. The picture flipped? What happened? All right, so let's see. Okay, yay, yay, yay. I'm gonna move on and we are gonna roll. I'm gonna scroll my comments here. We're gonna roll down to the desktop. Okay, the desktop, we're back again. So, oh, I have to tell you this too. This is something that all of you may want to see. Well, in person you could, but here it's on the screen now so I can go through it. I had to get some other things quickly, and so I just expedited my order that I placed a couple days ago. Do you know what paper this is? This is that True Blue Florals paper. This is the product of the month exclusive, and you get 2 sheets of each of these. I just have one out. I actually gifted portions of this to a few lucky paper pumpkin subscribers that I had from last month who were drawn as winners. So yay. So here you can see, actually I'll just do this. I'll spread them out so you can see. Bashful Blue and Night of Navy are the 2 colors that make up the beautiful papers. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, I just had dinner. And then we have the back sides of them. So really, really pretty patterns, gorgeous stuff. So if you wanted to see that stuff up close before deciding whether to buy it for $5 or not, Now you did. Okay. And that was, that corresponded with the video that I did on Wednesday where I shared how to make this card and a couple of others with a pinched paper one. We were talking about product of the month. All right. Are we ready? Let's do this first. Let's take out our gold foil paper. So I have a pattern in front of you and it's already connected to my blog post, which is live. So you can go to my blog post, which is connected in the description of the video, and you can see the measurements there. You can see this image there and all of that. Tina has a question. After the December kit, do you have to go in and request the next paper pumpkin kit using your prepaid? No, you do not. A prepaid is automatic. What you do need to do is if you feel like you're going to be on vacation, you won't have time for an upcoming kit, you can pause or skip is what it is. You go in to your subscription and you can skip a month or 2 months or whatever, but you skip 1 month at a time. So, but otherwise they're automatic. They're going to keep coming to you. Okay? Okay. Alrighty. So this is the pattern for cutting and making the most of your gold foil. So we're going to take a peek at that while we cut. You'll notice there's a big gap here. That's because we're going to cut off 1/8 of an inch from one side. And we can actually do it on this edge, this outer edge. It doesn't have to be through the middle like that. So I'm going to cut 1/8 of an inch, and I need to zoom out just a little bit more. So this 1/8 of an inch is going to be used for decorating a couple tags. So that's why we needed to save that. And then we're going to cut, as you can see, 3/8 of an inch, 3 1/8 inch, 3 1/8 inch, 3 1/8 inch, 3 1/8. All of these are 3 1/8 inches wide. So from one side or the other, we're going to cut at 3 1/8. And that is this section here, okay? Now we're going to cut in this direction, because if we cut going down, this doesn't actually equal the same thing. So we're going to cut first at this row, which is 4 1/8, because that's the smaller of the two measurements. So we're going to rotate and cut at 4 1/8. And that is this section. Then we're going to cut at 2 1/8. Okay, like this. And that is for those two tags. Whoops, hang on. They're catching on my trimmer. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we got to cut these 4, and they are 3 1/8 inch tall. So we will do that measurement next. 3 1/8. And this last one, these are both 2 5/8 inches tall. Okay, let's check it out. It is, it's 2 5/8 inches tall. Okay, good. So now we can take and cut these two. So we just have to cut them in half at 4 3/8. So if we cut at 4 3/8, and again, the photo of this little guide here is on the blog post. 4 3/8, and let's check them out. Yep, we got our 4 3/8 by 4 1/8. I'm gonna stick one over here and one over there. Okay, the next one. Let's go ahead and cut these. So we need 3 5/8, 3 5/8, 3 1/8, 3 1/8. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope. 3 5/8, 3 5/8, 2 1/8, 2 1/8. 3 5/8. I hope this is making sense to all of you. 3 5/8, 2 1/8. Oopsie. And 2 1/8. Okay, so far we have 6 tags done. So these two are going to go over here. These two are going to go over, I can't remember, over here. Okay, you don't see what I'm looking at right now, but I need to have all my pieces ready. This is 4 3/8 and 4 3/8, right? So we're going to cut here, and we'll have those each ready. And then we have our 2 1/8, all of these are 2 1/8, like our last ones that we just did. So we'll go 2 1/8, 2 1/8. And we're gonna have a little gappage on the end, but we can just hang on to that for some other project. Don't ever throw your foil paper away. Even a little tiny strip like this is so nice on a card layer. So we've got to keep those for something else. So those are ready. And then we have our last ones on this sheet, 2 5/8 by 5 1/8. So we need a 5 1/8 cut. And we need another one that is 1 1/8. And I'm gonna use this side of the trimmer over here, 1 1/8. So this is what's left, all these pieces here. And this one, a portion of it we will use, so I'm gonna keep that here. These we can put back into our foil container. I just keep them in there like this so I can use them for something else. But we also need more tags because this is only giving us, I believe, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep, we need 4 more. So 4 more are going to be cut down to this size, 1 7/8 by 3 1/8. But at least we have our cutting guide so that we do not waste paper. So let's go ahead and just trim that from a scrap. We have 3 1/8 inch tall, and then they're all 1 7/8, so almost 2 inches. We're working with 8ths right now because the other paper is going to be cut in like quarters and halves and full inches, that kind of thing. One more. Okay, so now I can put these scraps away, put these over. I think we have 2 over here and 2 over there. Okay. All right, now we're going to bring in this paper here. So I have a half a pack left, but the other one, actually I have 5 sheets left. So you're going to cut it into its 6 different pieces. And I'm going to zoom in now that we're done with that 12-inch by 12-inch piece. Okay, so one of these sheets, all you're going to do is follow the lines that separate everything, and you're going to cut them into the 6 different pieces. Those are your 6 tags, and we're not using this side. We are going to be using this side. So then for those, we have our 6 foil sheets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on that guide, I believe that 2 of them were going one way, right here, down here, and the other 4 were going across here. Okay, so let's go ahead and add those to our gold foil. And you can use seal adhesive, you can use tear and tape adhesive, whatever you'd like. But now, instead of having this plaid background, which is going to be difficult to write on, we can have a white background with a nice gold foil accent. So it makes our tags fancier, but it also makes them more usable. Hi, Crystal from Iowa. Love it, love it. Thank you guys for chiming in and saying hello. I love reading the comments. Okay, did I miss any questions while I was sharing? Oh, my hair. Thanks, Lydia. The hair is my Mira. Gosh, I can't remember. It's in the description of the video. I just felt like going short hair today. So thank you. Yeah, wigs are fun. They are so much fun. Everybody should have wigs, even if they don't have alopecia. Kind of wish I would have bought them when I was younger. Okay, so we're almost done with that. Yeah, chime in with any questions that I may have missed when I wasn't looking up at the comments, doing all the cutting of the foil. All right, so by the time I'm done with this, by the way, so I already have 3 sets done and I'm making a 4th set. The measurements that you will see on my blog post are for 1 set. So you would just like double, triple, quadruple, whatever you want to do, right? Okay, so we have those ready. I need to show you this too. So I'm going to pull this up because this is something that you can access from my website when you go to stampyourartout.com and you click on the link that's in the description of the video for this blog post. You're going to be able to scroll down a little bit and access this PDF. This PDF has a visual image of the tags. It has the name of the project up at the top. It has the date over there, okay? and the date is clickable. It will bring you to my blog post. Then we have all the measurements for a set of 18 tags, the supplies, and the supplies are all clickable too. So if you wanted to shop from the PDF, you could. But a lot of people print it off and they store it in a file on their computer, or they print this, since it's one sheet, they just print it off and keep it in a binder so that they can always come back and refer to using the date or the name of the blog post or whatever. They always can come back and rewatch the video and get the how-to again. And here's that picture that I was telling you about. This is also in my blog post so that you can do your cutting for your project. Okay, let's go back to the desktop. And the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in this product. This is our hole punch pack, and we have different kinds of hole punches that you can put at the top of your tags or whatever you wanna have holes in. You can take and mark them first if you want to. You can take and like punch a little hole with the piercing end of your tool. And then once you have that in there, it's kind of a good guide to know where you're gonna punch. And then you can punch all your holes. So I think I've already done that. Oh, I didn't do it yet, but I put a message, a sentiment on this one. So for putting the sentiments on, you're going to take your, here, I'm gonna grab this Merry and Bright one, actually the one that I already peeled away. So this one goes on my fun little stripe, diagonal stripe piece here. Merry and Bright. And we're just gonna stick that right down here in that little lower section so it's nice and centered. And then we're going to use some chevron ribbon, the garden green chevron. Hey, thanks for mentioning that, Debbie. Maybe somebody asked a question. Yes, the garden green chevron, because garden green is the color that is the green in here. There's like shades of it. This is perfect for it. And I don't know why this is like closed up again. I must have like used it and then taped it back up onto itself. But you'll want to use about 9 inches of this per tag, just so that you have a good length. And then we're going to be using some twine too. So now that I've got my length going there, I'm just going to kind of go back and forth, just so that I have a few of these to use in my tags. And you can do all 18 of them at once if you want to. I'm just going to go ahead and cut these, trim. Oops. They don't have to be perfect. They're just like around 9 inches. They could even be 8 or they could be 6 if you want to go shorter. I like the 9-inch length, just I think it looks good. And then the other product is this pack here. It's called the Black and White and Gold Baker's Twine. You have a roll that's white and gold, and then you have a roll that's black and gold. Okay. All right, so you can see I'm in love with the white and gold for these tags. I haven't even dove into this one yet, but for the tags, I'm using, I believe it was 7 inches on my measurements. So you can take again and get your length going, and then you can go back and forth. Once you grab it, there you go, back and forth, and you can cut a bunch of these all at once. So that's my little trick for cutting a bunch at once, and then you can just kind of loop them all together. And oops, you can cut them all at once. Grab the other side, 1, 2, 3, cut them all at once. Goes pretty fast that way. Next, let's show how to do that. So you're gonna take your chevron ribbon, or whatever ribbon you have. I mean, if you don't have all this stuff, I'm sure you can make do with other things, but you're gonna take and cut it slightly at an angle. You can see the angle, now you can. And you're gonna weave that pointy end in, and you can see the chevron ribbon's the same on either side, so it doesn't matter which side you have showing, but you're gonna fold it. You're gonna fold it in half, like this, so that the ends come together. And then you're gonna take one of these pieces of twine, and you can keep that nice and flat. Take the twine, tie a knot, use your pinky finger or ring finger to hold it, and you tie a bow. Now, if tying a bow is difficult to do with one person, make it a thing that you or your family can help you with, because I'm sure they're helping you wrap all your presents. right? Or you can tie it in a knot instead. But that is the simple tag getting put together. And all of the tags are going to be put together the same way. A little hole punch, the ribbon, and then the twine. And of course, all of them will have a sticker on them, and some of them will have ephemera. Now, these first 6 already have images of their own, so I didn't feel the need to really put anything else on them. This one was just a pattern paper, but we also have these larger ephemera greetings. So I thought, well, this one we'll put a bigger one on, okay? So writing is ready to go on the back side. Let me show you the finished set. And remember, since they're all the same and there's no added ephemera, I only need to show you the finished of the 6 tags here and what I did with them. But I do have a whole other 2 more sets of 6 plus the one that I'm making now. And they're all the same. Again, they're all the same because the images are not different. They're not coming from the ephemera. So there you have your first set of 6 tags, okay? I believe we do still offer, oh, the gold twine. Are you talking about the one that was just gold and just silver? We do not. That is gone. Sorry about that. I know, I really love that twine too. So Happy Christmas is what I put on this one. 'Tis the season, from our house to yours. Merry and bright, and from our house to yours. Okay? All right, let's move on to, oopsie, those ribbons and twines catch on each other. We're going to move on to the next set. So the next set will be done with this paper. And I already have one cut. So I'm going to show you where I made the cuts. First, I cut right here where the separation is, okay? So you cut that right through that line there. Then I took and I cut each of those 2 pieces into 2 parts. So I cut here first, cut these in half. So these measure 1 3/4, yes, 1 3/4 by 3 inches. And then this one is 4 1/4 by 4 inches. And then this is 2 inches tall by 4 1/4 inches. Now this looks kind of funny by itself, so I flipped it over. And this one's going to be featuring that side of the paper. And for these 2, I thought with my imagery that it would be best to have another one flipped over. So the images that you'll see next for the tags, I'm going to show you some finished things now, okay? So for this design, we have that one. And we have that one. And I'm going to turn on another light because I think we need more light in here. Hang on. Does that make it brighter? Oh, don't bring it all the way over, Rachel. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Ah, there we go. Okay, so we have ornaments on this one. And the other ornament, there's the third one. So when you're using your ephemera from your pack, I tried to keep groupings together and thought it would be good to have the big ornament, this ornament, and then the small ones. Okay, so that's how I put together those, and they all say Merry Christmas at the bottom here. I did put them on dimensionals, at least on these tags here, I have them on dimensionals. Not all of my ephemera is on dimensionals. Oh, like the thin, like the linen one. Well, the ones that I'm sharing with you here, this is very thin, like the linen thread. It's not super thick, and this is white and gold and black and gold, and it comes in a 2-pack. But I don't remember anything that was just gold by itself that was super thin. Maybe it was from a few years back, I'm not sure. Okay. So there you go. There's how I did those. And if you'll look at this too, I did something interesting with the hole at the top. So I included the ornament when I put the hole in there. I just kind of held it close, made sure that my punch went all the way through all the layers and punched it so that I would get a hole in the top of my ornament as if the ornament is hanging on the tree. On this one, I did not. I put the hole off to the side. those are those 3 tags from this design. From this design, I got this one, and this one. So they're mostly like little gift ideas, but again, like you don't get all the same ephemera. You're only going to get 2 sheets of this and 2 sheets of this, and a lot of the things are all individual. Like you know, you're only it made it like a little bit more creative where I had to put things, right? So I turned this into just a strip that, you know, you could put a bow on it if you wanted to make it look like a gift, but this was a gift, and then there were all these little small gifts that I stacked, and these are up on little mini dimensionals, so tiny little dimensionals like this that fit on the back of tiny pieces like that, okay? And then like compared to this, these I just use regular dimensionals on. And this one is flat, and they all have the sentiment sticker from the ephemera that says Season's Greetings, and it's kind of going in that angled direction. For this one, I punched at the very top right. These are also punched at the top right, but they are horizontally positioned, so they just have a slightly different little arrangement there. Okay, and so that's that one. This one down here, I have these 2 designs and this one. So I did kind of the 2 stockings with some stripes, a little banner behind it. And then I also took, let me find that here. So you can see on here that there are some 2 banners, and then this piece here, okay? And that's where I got those background pieces. And then I put some bells here. This is up on dimensionals, dimensionals, dimensionals. The hole is punched at the very top and includes the banner layer. And then the sticker for that is Season's Greetings, Season's Greetings, Season's Greetings. So that one's pretty easy and simple. And then the last one is this design. And for that one, I kept the image that was already on the paper as the image. I didn't grab in any more of that ephemera from the cutout pieces in the paper, and I made them all look the same. So they all have the joy and the joy. So joy, joy. All right, so that's how I did those on that piece. All right, I'm gonna take and separate my finished ones out from here. Finished by meaning that they have the ribbon on the top. Okay, next. The next set of tags were cut from, and I'm gonna grab those now. I forgot to share the foil with you on that last one. Sorry about that. The foil for these were one of the large pieces that we cut first, right? And then we had that long wide piece. And so those came from here and here, okay? And then these 2 pieces are from that extra pack of 4 that we cut off to the side. So that's what they were layered onto. Now remember, I had 4 of those, and so 2 more of them are coming in for this next sheet. The next sheet is cut in the same way. So this one here, you're gonna cut the separation, and then you're gonna cut these into portions. And so we're gonna be using that big one here, this big one here, and the 2 others of that. So they kind of share the same pieces. All right, let's go ahead and take a peek at them now. We might as well even mount them, okay? So let's go ahead and add them. We're gonna go ahead and add them to our gold foil. So this one obviously has its own imagery, so I didn't need anything from the images in the paper pack. This one here, when I cut it off the bottom, so this was cut at, and I'll make sure I'll tell you correctly, I think it's 4. Yep, 4 inches, and then this is 2, okay? So this 2-inch by 4 1/4 inch wide has this design on one side, which would be stunning, but I felt like it was so busy and I needed to use up more of the ephemera. So, but this alone would be beautiful as a tag, right? You could just use that. I didn't. I used the white side. I know, it's a shame. Okay, so that I stuck on that piece. And then these two I kept as, I kept on the brown side, I believe, the brown print, the crumb cake print. Yes. So both of these, even though this is beautiful paper back here, I kept it on the brown side. Okay, one, and do one more, two. All right, so these are ready to start decorating. These obviously need imagery. So for that one, for one of these brown ones, I did the candy canes. Okay. So for the candy canes, because they're a little putsy, I'm going to demonstrate. So with your candy cane pieces, and I'm just going to bring this in. I'm going to get another piece of paper. Hang on. That way I can show these off better. We'll just grab whatever dark color we have here. Okay. So for the candy canes, you have this one here. You have this one. This one. So they're kind of all over the place, right? They're just different pieces here and there. And then we have this one. And we have this bow or ribbon. And we have this bow or ribbon. So this was probably the one that took a little bit more putziness to put together than my other ones, because they have a really, really, really tiny, tiny bow. So I matched them up. Like this one here was standalone by itself. I put it on dimensionals because it's nice and sturdy. So that one I just left alone. But these two I had to glue down. And for the matching up, I chose to do the green ribbon with two of the red candy canes. So these are completely red. This one has red and green. This one has red and green. And so that one I paired up with the red ribbon. And I'm going to do the most delicate of the two. So I like to use multi-purpose glue when I'm dealing with really, really tiny stuff. And so I decided to use it from my precision tip bottle. And it comes out really, really thin that way. Like you can barely see it on there, but it's on there. And we did one in one direction. Doesn't matter which one is overlapping the other, by the way. What color is the red? Cherry cobbler or real red? I think it has both. Let me look at the packaging. Cherry cobbler, real red. They're both in there. And then there's crumb cake, garden green, different shades of garden green, and soft sea foam. So soft sea foam is the really, really light green in there too. Okay, but it looks like just light garden green. And then we'll just go ahead and add a really thin line of glue on this and cross it over and try to make them look somewhat even. And then for this one, I literally used the tiniest little drop of glue right in the middle of the bow and stuck that right here. So they look like they were tied together. And that's how I got those put together. Okay, I'm gonna move this one out of the way and come to the next set of two. So we have those three, sorry, next set of three. So we have those three done with the ephemera. And again, from the ephemera, if you're gonna divide it into two pieces like I did, one sheet and the other sheet, you can get 3 sets of tags. So I'm showing you 3 sets of full tags that, and some of them don't have their ribbons on yet, but 3 sets. And I'm working on my 4th set, obviously. And so this is the next set of tags, and they have very, very similar pieces on them using the Joy. And those come from, let's see here, 1, 2, 3. So that's where those little branch pieces came from. I'm gonna flip that over. Okay, and very easy. They're all stuck down, except I did take my bone folder and give a little curl on the ends, so I wasn't really sticking these down fully. That way they could kind of lift off the paper and give more of a, I don't know, more three-dimensional look to them. So that's those tags. And then we have the white one, and the white one was done with different ephemera, like a whole bunch of variety. So you're gonna see the tree on one, the mistletoe on another, and this little holly and berry thing on the third. And the ephemera comes from here. And you guys are gonna have to help me out here. The tree, there's the tree, and there's the mistletoe. Okay, so that was the third of the 4 different kinds. And then there's this large tag. And because it already has image, I just chose a large sentiment sticker and made this be the star of the show. So that's how you would finish off those. Thank you. Oh, thanks for encouraging the thumbs up, you guys. Appreciate it. I hope you're having fun. It's always fun to get together on a Friday night and craft, right? Do you remember when we were younger, we used to get together on Friday nights and go out? You'd do your hair. We're not doing that. We're staying in and we're having fun crafting. Okay, the next set of tags. So we're down to our 4th paper now. Our 4th paper is the one that has no little separations in them, that like it's just printed paper, right? So we have this piece here, and I took this piece and I cut it into 4 parts. So first I cut down at 3.5 inches. So this is 3.5 where I cut. And then I cut those 2 pieces in half. So you have 2 plaid rectangles that are 3 by 3.5. And they go on these layers here, which came from these 2 pieces here. That's what they're gonna get layered onto, okay? So those get stuck on here. And then we just have a couple gold foil pieces left. We have this one and this one. And from our big master sheet, those are the 2 that are at the very bottom, all right? And those come from the part that's cut off here, which is 2.5 inches high. And I actually flipped it over and used the opposite side. So if you have a direction of how you want that asterisk looking design to look, you'll want to look at the back side when you're cutting. I have mine going this way. And so that piece measures 2.5 by, I believe it's 5. Yes, by 5 inches. 2.5 by 5. And this one is 1 by 2.5. And it holds this tiny little square tag, Merry and Bright. I started working on that for the video, and then anyways, not everything's quite finished, but you're gonna see the finished ones right now. So for the plaid, this is, you know what, I'm gonna do one of the plaid ones. So for the plaid, you're going to keep this paper separated from the foil background, and you're first going to add the little 1/8 inch strip. So you're gonna take your glue again, and it helps if you kind of hover over your paper so you know where your glue is going. You glue it on there, then you're only gluing what you need, and you stick it down. And that's gonna go here. And then we can take that when it's dry, turn it over, and snip off the excess. Do the same thing with the other plaid design. And then you can take and add it to this piece. So the 2 large rectangles are going to be showing off the plaid, and the 2 smaller or shorter pieces, I should say, are going to be showing off the white asterisks on the green background design. Okay, so now that I've given you that tip, these are pretty easy. You stick your words across there and do the same thing with your ribbons and twine. So it's only that extra strip of gold that goes across, and then your words, and you have your instant tags. These are all the same. And then another one that's all the same is going to be these. These are all going to say Merry and Bright and have no imagery connected with them from the ephemera. So they all look like that because all of us have little tiny gifts that we like to wrap too, right? Right? So if you have tiny gifts, these are perfect for it. I'm always looking for tiny tags. So yeah, tiny tags are great. And then we have, I'm glad that you guys are enjoying this on a Friday night. Thank you. And then the last one does use up some of the last ephemera. So we have those for our last pieces. We have our cardinal, our wreath, and our poinsettia. So if you look at this again, you can see that we have used every single piece of ephemera from the 2 sheets on that one set of, or the 3 sets of tags, right? Because of 3 sets, you have to make 3 sets in order to use them all up. All right, yeah, nothing missing. Okay, let me pull these all back out again. I'm gonna shove these off to the side. And we'll just bring in our 18 base tags. So we have our 1, oops, hang on. Where did the other ones go? Here they are. 2, oh, they're behind my head. 1, 2, 3. And then we have our, we're going backwards now. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rachel can't count tonight. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So you get 18 tags from 1 sheet. And again, if you want to use all your ephemera, you'll want to use 3 of each of the sheets instead of just 1 of each of the sheets. Does it make sense? Oh, thanks, Judy. Yes, I would love it if you guys want to give me the thumbs up, if you want to share the video. This ephemera pack, this paper pack. So the ones that have the words right here, and the ones that have the paper, and the paper's all over my desk, but the stuff that makes up the background, that stuff in the US right now is currently unavailable. I'm going to take you to the online store because I want to explain this too, because sometimes we don't understand what that means. I often have people telling me it's sold out, and it's not sold out. So watch. We're going to go shop my online store. You can go to my online store this way when you're at stampyourart.com, or you can click on shop online. We'll just click the big button because that's very visual. It's going to take you to the store. Then if you're looking up a product, you can click on the search bar up here, and I'm just going to put in there, oh gosh, what is the name of it again? Tags, Christmas tags and more. So we're going to search for tags, and we're going to go, and here it is. All right, in the US, it says currently unavailable, but you can see it. You can see it. If you can see it, it's coming back. All right, that means that you don't have to worry about it totally being sold out yet. And it's coming back. It's estimated to come back mid-December. So look for it next week. Sometimes it comes back a little earlier than what you expect, but you can also put your email in here. You can put your email in there and then click this little button to say that you agree to receiving emails from Stampin' Up! And then click notify me, and it will email you when the product comes back. It is also a last chance item. When it's labeled last chance, once it's gone for good. And when I mean gone, once it disappears from the store. Okay, so they've got inventory coming in for this. So when it comes in, you can grab it up and you can make your tags, and you hopefully would have plenty of time before Christmas to do that. Now the greetings, the gold greetings ephemera mix and match pack is in the same situation, same arrival date for being replenished in the warehouse. So you can put your email in here too for that product. Let them know that you want it, and they will email you when it's available. It's called Greetings for You Mix and Match Ephemera, and look, it's on sale. And then last chance also. So make sure that you get that email notification if you live in the US, so that you can be told, get an email when it arrives so that you can purchase it right away and not miss out. The words are beautiful. I'll just say that again. They are beautiful words. Trying to see if there's anything else that I want to tell you about. I told you about the True Blue Florals. That is the December product of the month. So if you place a minimum $75 order in the US, that's before shipping tax and before your Stampin' Rewards that you might apply, after Stampin' Rewards that you might add. Like, you have to have your subtotal at 75. So if you put rewards or coupons in and it lowers it, then you're not at 75 anymore, okay? So you want a 75 minimum order, and then you can add that blue paper pack, True Blue Florals, for $5 in the month of December. Once it's gone, it's gone. I told you about Cyber Monday. I do want to tell you that if you order from me, if you choose me as your demonstrator to purchase from, you get ordering perks. And so anyone who places a $50 plus order in any month gets a link to a set of tutorials from my all-star group. We each make a video, and we're from all over the globe. So we have demonstrators from Australia and Europe and all of that in our group. And we have really great ideas. We have metric measurements, imperial measurements. And so if you can get a hold of that every month, that's really nice to have that. It's a great perk for ordering. Plus, every $50 order earns you a loyalty point. And you can cash in 10 loyalty points for a stamp set of your choice. Trying to think. Question. Where are the sentiments? The sentiments are from Greetings for You Mix and Match, Susan. And you may not see them in a catalog. I don't know if they were actually in a catalog. I can't remember. I shop from the online store now, but I use the catalog for ideas because I love that there's all that to choose from, not just the stuff that's in the catalog. Did the Nutcrackers ever come back? I think they are on a longer Nutcracker. I think they are on a longer hiatus. They are still currently unavailable. So no, they did not come back. And I can do a quick check for you. So I'm on my, you guys don't see this, but I'm on my demonstrator side of the website and I'm checking the inventory status. Oh, you know what? It's in a totally different spot because it's a Kits Collection kit. Trying to remember where we look for that. I think it's under product releases. I may not be able to help you out with that right now. I don't know what the predicted date is. I just know that they are not available. I don't know. Kits Collection kits, they don't tell us as, well, they used to not tell us at all. They didn't have a way of telling us, but I know there's a way of telling us now. If anybody is a demonstrator on there and remembers how, they just announced where we can look for that, and I can't remember. But, okay, putting in your email is the best way to know when it's back in stock. Yes, absolutely. Yep. Thank you so much, Kelly. Thanks, Kitty. All right. Oh, it's on page 15 in the mini catalog, the September through December mini catalog. Oh, yeah. Thank you. It is. Page 15. Let's go there. There it is. Ta-da! So yeah, make some tags, you guys. If you are a demonstrator, order from yourself. Keep yourself active. If you already have a demonstrator, order from them. Give them some love. If you would like to join my demonstrator group, you can join at any time. The starter kit special is always there for $99 plus tax. Shipping is free. You can get up to $125 worth of product of your choice. It includes free business supplies that you can either recycle or use. It includes, in the US, we get a random paper pumpkin kit that's passed, and you get free shipping. So it's really a nice, it's the best ordering deal you can get. And then once you're on the demonstrator side, you can get 20% off plus more depending on how things go with what you do in your demonstratorship. Also during this time, if you do sign up to be a demonstrator in our group or in anybody's group, you can pre-order product. So you can get that stuff early that I've do show and shares on. This is January release product right now that we are ordering and playing around with, having fun with. And then, not the stuff that I shared today, but other stuff that I've shown. And then you can also register for On Stage, which is going to be in Long Beach. It's our annual convention and we have a blast. So if you're on the fence, hopefully, reach out to me. I'll talk you into it. And that is it. We have upcoming lives. I do lives about twice a week now, and they're usually they're always Wednesday mornings at 11 a.m. Central Time, and then they've been kind of falling into Friday evenings at 7 p.m. Central Time. So consistency is good, right? So I'm trying to keep them consistent on Friday nights. But with the holidays coming up, you'll want to check the link for my calendar in the video description. It will bring you to my Google Calendar that you can view, and you can see that I've got some Tuesdays coming up instead of Wednesdays. And I even have like a Saturday popped in there. Those of you that are YouTube members on my channel that support me, my supporter members for $5.99 a month, you have your extra video coming up on the 19th. All right. Okay, that's it. I think I got through all the announcements, all the promotional information, and hopefully you understand the directions to this project because I don't see any more questions rolling in. Sometimes I just talk and talk and talk to see if any other questions coming up, but I don't see any. So I think we're good. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate you joining me for the live tonight. I hope that you have a great rest of your evening. And now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.